Someone posted something thing is like, imagine being like in the CIA, your dream job, you want to be James Bond. And the first day at work, it's like, yeah, you're gonna go over here and you're gonna make funny pictures.
Hi, I'm your host, Galen. Welcome to Unknown Gaming Podcast. And if you don't know me, I go online as Coleotron. And with me, I have...
I'm Ezra. I go by Ezra Twitch on YouTube or Twitch. I had that nickname long before Twitch. I only started doing Twitch because I was tired of people asking me if I did Twitch because it was in my name. It had nothing to do with Twitch. Anyway.
He was an originator, not a follower.
Exactly.
Hey, my name's Cobalt. That's basically it. I play video games. You can, anywhere on the internet, if you find the username SoMalphus, it's me. Even in really not so great places, you find that username, no, it's me.
And we've seen
go ahead and say hi, and I'll be like, who the hell are you? But okay. Anyway, go on.
I'm Ellie. You can see me mostly on Galen's shit, probably not anywhere else. Well, I'm on Steam and stuff as Shellinar. Honestly, if I'm on the internet, it says Shellinar.
And I'm Joe. I am the resident wise ass, and also moocher for this gravy train that is going nowhere. Yes, that will be my.
He's the one that supplies the beer.
And I supply the beer, so that's the main reason why I'm here. If we get more and more intoxicated, you are welcome.
Yeah.
So enjoy.
All right. So what's the subject today, man? What's on the script?
So, the subject today is role-playing character ideas. What are the best ideas you have or had in, your role-play experience of time?
Or have run across.
Or have run across.
Oh, that's tough. You're going to come back to me.
Having to do with this, the reason that this is our topic is because I'm sure that many of you have played games where you've run into that one guy who brings the same character to every game, no matter the setting, no matter the situation.
The five edgy characters all sitting in a corner of the inn.
Space-time somehow. There are five corners to this inn, and they all have a brooding person in there who lost his parents to monsters or a gang member or the same fucking thing that we've all heard 247 times.
You just don't understand how deep and complex my role-playing is.
or you've got the friend who always plays the chick character, despite the fact that he has no idea how to play a chick character.
Let's
how women
bash Derek
act
on a podcast.
No.
You didn't have to name him. Now if he ever shows up, people are gonna feel bad. Come on, man.
Yes.
I didn't name any names.
The most successful character that I've ever played as a woman, which by the way, I have a strict policy. Personally, I don't generally like people to play the opposite sex that they are, because the reality situation is, leaving all social justice stuff aside, which I know people hit on, most people just do it because they're not really mature. Like, that's the reason. They're trying to get something they don't get in real life. The most successful chick character I have ever played, I did kind of as a joke. I just played a butch lesbian, and I just played myself.
Yeah, that's generally the best way to do it.
That was the closest I've done. And I think that's really the best way that's the closest most people are going to get, is just to play themselves exactly. They're just in the wrong body, which is something, that happens in real life, so.
And if I can give an example of that typical player archetype, it usually goes something like this. I am a elven lass. I have a live body and huge bosoms. The bosoms are ample, soft yet firm. My hair is flaxen, goes down to my shoulders. I wield a staff, which I constantly stroke for some reason, absentmindedly.
You know what?
Please stop reading Derek's character sheet.
I'm sorry, he left it right here. What do you want from me?
No, jiggling is in
But this brings up an important point. So, this is something that maybe we're missing in the role-playing community, because we've got our power gamers and our min-maxers. What is that archetype? We need a name for that, because that's a common issue. We can coin it right here.
I think this should be...
No, Mary Sue's are super women.
No. They're what they are...
Everybody loves me, whatever.
They're the... I can't figure out a term that would do it, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to live out their waifu in a gameplay setting. Like
It's really
they're trying to make
Look, if
like
you think about doing this, don't do it. No one at the table appreciates it. That's like I know we're off topic here, but we're doing the world a favor.
Yeah.
Right?
And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are people competent enough to be able to play the opposite sex in a roleplay setting. However, odds are you're not that person. Like, I'm going to put that out there. I've seen people who think that they know what they're doing, who just, it's just not fun. Yeah. Anyway,
and if you are that person, may I add, I really do appreciate your work, Sir Ian McKellen. Please roleplay with us. That would be awesome. Do not pass! Thank you.
So, anyway, I just wanted to put that out there that's why I think that it's important to bring up this stuff, just so that if you want to borrow any of these character ideas, you want to actually use them, go for it, like in your session or something, or if it inspires you to make a character based off of it, go for it, because it's better to have a character that is fairly interesting and like unique in some way than to have your bargain bin edgelord that sits in a table, unless you're playing the bargain bin edgelord of Shadowrun, in which case you're not really necessary. You're not locked into a like flavor thing. It's more of a class than anything. Now,
okay, so with that, what would be a good character idea that you have? We'll start with Joe, the Gravy Train Rider.
Yes, the Gravy Train. So one character that I've always wanted to play, well, since I thought of it, but the setting has to be, for this to work out, and this is a plug for you, Master DM Ezra, if you ever want to release settings, a world where evil has won, right? Evil has won. Think of it like Lord of the Rings, but Sauron came in and kicked some ass. I want to play the evil guy that got his ass kicked along with the evil guy. And he used to, back in the day, before the new evil was a thing, he would have been the terror. On the southern peninsula, you spoke his name in fear. But now, since he's lived so long, he's seen evil come and go, he's not a bad guy, Kids knock on his door for All Hallows Eve, and lo and behold, there's cookies, right? But they might have poison in them! No, that's just almonds. Just almonds. It smells like poison for us to have. And now one of these days, I'm gonna rise up, and you'll know my name again, which I forget. I went by so many names, it doesn't matter. But the point is, I used to be somebody evil! Yeah!
I like it. I can make that happen.
Okay, a good character idea that I have. Well, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of making funny characters. Like, they've got a weird gimmick or a funny thing having to them, and I just go through the system and find out if I could make it work. Now, as a person, I've gone over a lot of times how I like toiling. I don't want to be a manager at the place that I work at, or have to make big decisions, or have people who I can command. No, I just want to do the simple grunt work and get by. And so going through 5th edition, I found out a character that you could theoretically do that very thing to some degree. The idea of the character is you take advantage of a background, the nobility background, with the class feature where you can have 3 vassals following you, and the alternative feature where you get one of those vassals that is your squire per se, but the important part about it is that it can have a level in noble.
Can that be children? I know that's kind of off topic. Just curious.
Yeah. In fact, you're not supposed to use them in combat. They won't appreciate it. There's a lot of stuff having to do that, except if you take this specific thing, because your squire is supposed to follow you into combat and learn to be a knight. But the idea of the character is you use that as a setup so that you get to be the supporting character to this NPC that you've got. You can be the mage who's literally a diviner, giving them oh, you rolled a 20, my lord, and stuff along those lines, while supplanting them to be a ruler or something of legend instead of yourself. It's a good way to there's many ways you can set up your character's motivations for doing this, but I personally really like the idea that, oh, I foresaw the future of Thrak-Thuar, the conqueror of this continent who brought great peace among its people, and you sell the NPC on their own future and everything.
I like that for two reasons. Like, the first reason I'll say, it is something like I feel like a lot of people don't experiment with, and they should. It is fun occasionally to play, from the get-go, know that you were playing a supporting character and play a supporting character. You pick one player in the party, and you can do it with the NPC and have it totally self-contained, but also you can do this with other players. You just pick one person in the party, and you just throw all your weight behind them. You vote how they vote. You give them your money. I mean, this is probably one of the more interesting characters I have, which is just a Cockney boxer, and I had someone who in-game was taking completely advantage of my character. Like, I gave him all my money, you know, and, like, he was my manager. Yeah, you're doing a real good job. He was doing a shit job. He was basically just taking all my money. I was a monk, didn't fucking matter. Point is it was fun to just play the supporting role. The other thing I like about that, what you said, is the other types of character likes are ones that go against tropes. Another interesting character, it's not mine, it's actually my younger brother's. So if you're playing a game with half-orcs, and it's over PG-13 rating, even if it's not said outright, generally it's kind of an unspoken agreement that there wasn't an orc guy who picked up a human chick at a bar. That's not how half-orcs happen. It's generally a little more grim than that, you know, behind the scenes.
Grim, do tell. What are we getting at, sir?
No, but my point is there's exceptions to this rule. One of the more interesting characters I've seen was a half-orc bard, who basically his mother was, his father was a weakling orc who got kicked out of the tribe, and his mother was a just terribly ugly prostitute. And they found true love. And they raised him. He had a very loving family, and he became a bard. And a little ukulele, he would, like a bass, what's the giant ukulele?
I don't know.
Cello.
Cello, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, cello. And then he would just, smash people over the head. And the way he would role play, like, his character spell, like, his, like, fascinate. Like, bards can fascinate people and draw people. What it is, instead of, like, playing the most excellent music ever, from beating people over the head with his cello constantly, it was just so out of tune and so horrific to listen to that people would just stop and just shock. Just like, oh my god, that's fucking horrible. What the fuck is this? Totally mechanically sound. Mm-hmm. Totally within the rules of the game. Totally against your normal tropes, which is what I like to see as a DM, because I DM a lot more, and once again, you can only get so many fucking lawful stupid paladins, elven lasses played by 300-pound dudes, and fucking guys in the corner before you want to shoot the bullet. Before you shoot the bullet.
My bosoms are so
Don't do it to your DM, man. If he kills himself, you might have trouble replacing it. That's all I'm saying.
If I may piggyback on something that you said there, yeah. I do enjoy playing like a support character too, and reminds me of another idea that I always wanted to do is, so you have the wizard in typical fantasy setting, right? And what's one of those spells that the gods like cast? Summon monster, create like a weak monster. I would love to play a summon monster that has permanently been stuck to this wizard for whatever reason. They give it like a goblin, and he just follows around the wizard, and the wizard's his boss, and sometimes maybe I eat an occasional baby. But, it's really tasty, and I don't mean to. But I'm sorry, boss. I said, hey, look, can I steal that? Yeah.
That is a Pathfinder goblin.
Yeah,
that is a Pathfinder.
The Pathfinder goblins are amazing.
There's actually a Pathfinder summoner class that would be hilarious along those lines.
Yeah, that with Eidolon.
I love the summoner in that. By the way, can I just say, in terms of the things that Pathfinder did right, that is like my number one. Like, just adding that class made me love the system. Like,
my favorite thing about the Pathfinder system is the melee combat saving thing for special abilities. It's just a number. And it just works like saving throws for fighters. Super simple. It streamlines the whole disarm, all the cool tricks.
So for our other two people here, character concepts that you've thought of that you've never had a chance to use.
Oh boy. I'll take this one now.
Alright.
So
he's literally chomping at the bit.
I know, I really want
to.
So ever since Joe played a Shadowrun game with us, and he got this negative quality that was the DM rolls 3 dice, and if it all hits like sixes, that character dies at some point in that campaign. Period. So I just want a normal human, decent, good at something, and he's just gonna play, but he's gonna be extremely friendly to the whole party. And this is Shadowrun. You don't find these people. People are mean, and people are mean to him. But he's a very, very friendly guy. And he just wants, here's my number. That's my real number. Call me when you need me. There you go. And, here's my address to you. Here you go. Well, one time, Dad hit 666 on that die roll. You're going to be like, the team's just going to be like, oh, man, we have a run. Where is he? Well, he gave me his address. Let's just go pick him up. Go over, okay, yeah, it's a unit whatever.
He's giving somebody the key because
I'm that trusting.
Yeah.
And they would just go, oh, man, he has to be like asleep or something. Open the door. And you'll just see him hanging from a ceiling fan.
His belt. Because he was extremely depressed the whole time.
I told Ezra this. I'd just be like...
It's amazing.
Wow, that is delicious.
That's a little bit too real, my man.
Solid.
Unfortunately, now you can never do that because...
No.
That is true, but I have plenty of ideas. I can do it. I can go to Roll20 and do it.
Yeah, that works. But everyone out there, all two of you, feel free to steal that idea. That's fantastic.
Yeah. You'll really make your party feel really bad.
Another interesting
It's
idea.
supposed to be. It's supposed to bring on the feels.
Another interesting idea that Galen had that works well with the guaranteed death disadvantage, which exists in other systems too, but Shadowrun's
it's the best
right now.
Great.
Is just play like an orc, but he's just fucking old.
He's 45.
And then when he
gets
666, he just has a heart attack in the middle of the run at like the most inopportune time. Just like, fuck.
Solid plan.
I didn't know what I was going to name, and I probably actually won't play it, but that was one of my greatest ideas for old orc.
And Ellie, what about you?
Seems like you guys are pretty much all based on stuff on like mechanics and stuff. And honestly, like I never know the mechanics well enough. But I kind of want to play a housewife, like not just standard housewife, like longtime housewife. She and the husband just stayed together just for the kids. The kids are grown up, so he ditched her. She has no skills, just nothing, just like
so you want to play like a Commodore housewife?
Like just straight up. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I must kill things so that I don't die. Just go off.
Yeah. You know what? Shadowrun is a system for that. Because with connections and all that stuff, it would work really well. Yeah. Shadowrun is absolutely a system for that. Or something similar.
Yeah, you can easily do that.
I could be an old Avon seller, just like, oh yeah, I got really into selling like Tupperware and makeup for a while. And you can't make money off of that. So now I go on runs and I'm just
you're the face. You have to talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. I go in their house, I try to sell them Tupperware, and then I steal their things because they didn't buy my stupid fucking Tupperware.
And then when you
they deserve it. I need their money.
And then when you do the meet, you can be like, and Mr. Johnson, by the way, I have some excellent Tupperware. This is seal approval Tupperware. This is excellent.
I know your wife's Botox is wearing off, but I got just the thing. I got this concealer. We'll cover that shit up. I've got this website. It's like Tinder, except it's more exclusive, so she won't find out. And all you need to do is you just buy this Tupperware, and both of these come free.
I totally think you could do that with like being a face.
That would be good.
Give yourself a little bit of magic and some charm skills.
Just a little bit.
Let's see. So I'm curious, what's a good character concept that you've seen somewhere else, just online, anywhere?
Okay, I want to take this. I want to take this first.
You can even go to popular media, movies, like a character.
So I want to go to this first. I want to go to this.
All right, go.
Yeah. Okay, so we actually just shared Shane the Shy with these.
He's a villain.
I don't think
No. You couldn't play him.
as a character.
You couldn't.
Oh, man.
No.
All right, just fucking explain Shane.
Google it.
Google Shane the Shy.
Okay. The reason that he's not playable is because of the fact that Shane the Shy is determined by the fact that he will not fight any of the obstacles in his way, which is detrimental to a party mechanic.
I got you. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
So
character.
Well, Ellie was chomping at the bit there.
What's Ellie got?
Ellie got.
Okay.
Character for media, social, anything.
Actually, this guy I used to play with, his name was Bump. He was Bump. It was Bump.
Okay.
It was just a weird. It was a group like it was Bump. It was Gandhi. It was Abe.
Okay.
I don't know what any of their actual names are. No idea. But yeah, this dude Bump played the best paladin I've ever played with. It was when Dungeons & Dragons the 5.0 was first coming out. It was like in beta pretty much. And he was playing a paladin, and he wanted to arrest everybody and try them. So our entire campaign was trying this group of orc cultists. We didn't even fucking finish up. Like, we got massacred towards the end. We ended up fighting an army of undead because we didn't stop the rest of the cultists. We got too distracted trying. We captured 5 orcs, and we needed to try them by a jury of their peers. So we went around to all the surrounding areas, and we got 3 kobolds. I named the entire colony Short Stack. They worshipped me. It was beautiful. They rolled. My DM actually rolled for it. It was the best. We had some hobgoblins, some goblins. We had a jury of just all the surrounding fucking races and all that shit. Metatypes, thank you. And it got overrun. They were all found guilty anyway, but it was really fun to just play through the trial because nobody would be the judge. So the paladin was like, "Fuck it, I'll be the judge. Who's going to be the lawyer? Who's going to be the defense lawyer?" It was just like
this is medieval times. I think this was your DM dropping the ball partly.
No, because the DM dropping the ball and then fucking running with it.
Why not?
Because the cultist thing didn't go away. It came back with an army, and then we had to go back and
fair enough.
We took all our jurors and we took we went back to their bases and got armies to fight the undead with. And honestly, we died horribly, but it was excellent because we tried.
I've seen the if done properly in a way that doesn't fucking hamstring the party's ability to get shit done, a law-abiding character can be really good. Like my buddy Niche actually has made some. All his characters have been excellent. He's something I introduced in Ireland. I introduced him to D&D through Roll20. Actually, he never played before then, but he had a dwarf which was very heavily based in Terry Pratchett and
excellent.
Not Grimes, but more like Captain Carrot-esque, you know. And so they ran in one of the earlier missions. This. One of the things that sticks out in my mind to kind of really sell the character concept is they run into a wagon that's been tipped over in the middle of the road, obviously been shot up by bandits and stuff. The first thing he does is go up to the wagon, take stock of his surroundings, and write the wagon up a ticket for loitering and slap it on there.
I like it.
He had another great, when our 4th edition game, he ran a orc barbarian who was an orc mage. And he would just, because in 4th edition you had power cards.
Yeah, I remember that.
But he would just name his power cards stuff like knock. And it was the ability to smash doors down. Or cast knock. Foot through the door, you know? Or they killed a spider by smashing it between his spell. He had a spell book, which is basically a giant leather-bound tome with Crayola in there that he would beat people to death with because it was a giant flail mechanically. And he smashed the spider in there and was like, orc add familiar to his spell book. But yeah, definitely humor for me, goes a long way. You can do serious characters too, it's just a lot more difficult to pull off effectively, it seems like.
I have both.
Yeah, you gotta have a little bit mix of both. That's why I liked Tristan so much in Shadowrun. He was a humor character that I just made up because I wanted to make a shitty character, and I did. It was great. He was just a huge scumbag.
Here's an interesting thing. So let's talk about, we've talked about some interesting character concepts. What are some interesting, character building tools that you use? Ideas that you draw from, or...
Interesting character tools?
For me, it's very simple. I find something that mechanically, because I'm a very mechanical builder when it comes to characters and stuff like that. I like seeing something that I think is funny and then building up from there. For example, I think that the idea of a mime would be hilarious in this thing, because I read, and I think it was 3.5 or something, the metamagic or something that allowed you to cast without somatic. So I was like, oh, it would be hilarious to play a silent character and just do that the entire time. And your what is the other? There's somatic. There's
verbal.
No, there's verbal, somatic,
and material.
Yeah, I apologize. The verbal part is what I meant, is what you could remove. But the thing is, the somatics would just be miming the thing that you're doing. You could do the entire you make a box, but in reality, it's just force wall. You made a wall in front of you. The warrior that's charging at you is just what the fuck is this guy doing? Runs up and just slams right into it, falling back. You could
levitate. Do the invisible stairs.
Yeah, levitate is the invisible stairs. You could do all sorts of funny things like that. You could even use Mage Hand to fish and everything. Yeah. You're just all of the party's just sitting there watching you fish with miming having a fishing rod and everything and catching fish with nothing, just mage handing it out.
magic missile.
all it took-
technically force is not technically visible.
Yeah, make your
mage crossbow.
Yeah.
like visible crossbow.
But
crossbow.
the entire idea of the characters stemmed from seeing one funny mechanic that would be beneficial in some way, and just extrapolating upon that and making it a good thing that you can build a character around. Like you can do that with a lot of different things. I'm sure there's plenty of ways like that you can do it in each system. Every system that I've run into, at least. I've run into with Shadowrun, for example, same thing with I want to make a character around animate object, and I just want to animate a bunch of stuffed snakes that have Shockweave as the outer layer, and the inside of them is something that's easy to manipulate. The stuffing.
Why can't teddy bears work? I thought teddy bears were so much better.
Teddy bears would be neat, but I think that
they're easier to move.
I like the snakes more because they would be funny bonds as well. Like you just tie them up with the snakes that are shocking them the entire time. They're taking stun damage, and I
do that. The bear wants a hug, and then hugs one leg. The other one hugs the other leg, and then starts doing that.
Oh, me? Yeah. One thing I've been wanting to do, and it's as far as interesting things for creating characters, I've never really had the opportunity to create characters in a group. It seems like most games I've played, everyone has the characters kind of there, and then I jump in. What I'd like to do is be able to create characters in the group, and not so much based on mechanics like, okay, I am playing the fighter, we need a spellcaster, we need a healer. More about what those characters believe, and then be the foil to one of those characters. So, yes, I am a devout priest of Lathander, and, oh, great, I'm going to play a dirty, heaving atheist that challenges you constantly, or vice versa.
As long as you do it without hamstringing the party, I support this.
Exactly,
The same the same game that I played with the Paladin, me and the other person were both soldiers. The other guy had way lower stats than me, and he was my general, and I was he was my commander or whatever, and I was the guy beneath him, but I had way better stats, so I would just like take care of shit, and he was there just like, yes, follow my orders, and it was awesome because
you can characters. Okay, this is an interesting character I've actually made that using that same concept of creating characters together. This is actually a great way to get into a game, like to sit down with another player and just create characters that already have a history together.
It's fun.
4th edition D&D, there was a support class called a Warlord, where basically your powers were all that you could give your actions to other people. And you could spec where all of your abilities was just giving shit to other people. You didn't do anything. You're basically useless by yourself. And so I basically made a character who mechanically was a Warlord, just total normal Warlord, mechanically average that was spec'd in that way. Mechanically, he was a 70-year-old war vet with a missing leg, a missing arm, a missing eye, a cane. I mean, basically fucking useless, couldn't do shit, but he was a master soldier in his day. And he had met this badass barbarian who he was trending up, like he saw the potential, and that was the other player. And so we were a team. They're like, right from the get-go, we had a history. Our characters worked very well together, and it just added so much to have that. On that note, one thing I can recommend to everyone for world building, character building, everything is check out the Dresden system for world building and character building. Because, for instance, in Dresden, when you create characters, each one of the characters in the party is supposed to already have 2 connections with 2 of the other players, and it's supposed to be different. So the party already starts kind of interconnected.
And that's just generally a good thing.
Yeah.
For other than, and you all meet in a tavern, it's dusty evening.
Well, here's the thing. I want to make a counterpoint having to do that. I think that it's really useful to have connections between the characters, but I think that having the entire party know each other through all of these other things beforehand isn't necessary for a great game. That's something that can help a group that has difficulty interacting with each other. But a good way to do it is just have a few people like that already have connections and stuff like that, and have them all like the different groups have connected in some way, because that's a way that you can make it so that characters do have backstories, but not all of them have to be like, I've known everyone here since I was 5 years old sort of thing, because that it forces too much on the character's backstories, in my opinion.
I want to talk about just 3 kind of things, kind of bouncing off what you said about the tavern style. That is like the age-old trope for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Everyone builds a character, they come, none of them know each other, and I tell you, that is an incredibly difficult way to actually get a group mechanically it makes sense for them to be working together. Unless you're in a world where mechanically, this is the thing people do. They get into groups and go to taverns.
Like Shadowrun.
Yeah, what's perfect Shadowrun. But the other thing you can do that is interesting is what he said. It helps to have actually, especially if you're running a sandbox game as a DM. If you can get like 2 or 3 players to like already know each other in game and have connections, even if the other players aren't going to do that, it helps. Because in a sandbox game, when the players can go do whatever they want, it helps to have a group that already knows each other because they form a voting block and get the players going in a direction where shit actually happens.
That's a really good point. I hadn't even considered that.
Yeah. Well, as a DM. And then the other thing is, if you do have 5 total stranger characters, I have found rather than a tavern kind of intro or like, come get the job or the quest, because you always have some asshole, well, you're not paying me enough, I'm not going to do this. And then you have to roleplay for that. It's just much better to just put them on a boat or a wagon or in a town that's about to get burnt down, and you just attack them with some shit. Like, you just throw them in the fire, they're going to work together, they're going to die. And that's the other way to solve it. It's much more effective than you meet in a tavern. You go on a quest together, in my experience.
I agree with that one, yeah.
So, my character that I've always wanted to do, I wanted to kind of go back to that actually comes from an actual play that I actually recommended to, like, I believe all of you, the Arcology podcast is an actual play. And there's a character on there called Maverick, and he's just hilarious. He's extremely funny. He's a joke character, and he's the comedy relief. But that show actually got me into making Tristan the comedy relief of that game, which he wasn't like a sharpshooter, but Maverick is. And I always wanted to make a sharpshooter, and then Eric took the sharpshooter position from me. And I was like, dang, I actually want to make a sharpshooter because I liked doing the cold shot thing. And I was like, man, I want to do that so bad. Well, but then Eric took it from me.
Well, that's where getting the party together for a character making session together generally handy.
Is helpful.
Unless you're like me, because my style gaming is like, make whatever you want, I don't care. Because the world's going to be the same, regardless of what type of characters you have. So figure it out.
No, and I agree from a DM perspective. It's good to just be like, make what you want.
Yeah.
Then again, from a player's perspective, I want to know who I'm working with ahead of time, so I can play something different from everyone else and have that fun.
It's really true.
As a player,
it's
in your best interest to get with other players and like try and make a balanced party. As a DM, I don't care. If you make an imbalanced party, like I said, my world, the way I build games and run games, the world is not going to change based on your character choices. The counters are going to be the same, and if you have a glaring weakness, well, that's not my fault as the DM, right? I made a balanced encounter. It's up to you to make the balanced party.
And that's really true. So when one of the first games that I played with you, that was like really drawn out, I made a fighter, and then eventually we didn't have a healer, so eventually I made just a battle medic out of a fighter because we needed a tank fighter. And I was like, I wish I did a paladin or a cleric of some kind.
On the topic of character creation, I will say games where players kind of overlap roles and then have to adapt to their weaknesses can actually lead to really interesting character development, both in the canon of the game and mechanically. And it can lead to things which in any normal balanced party would seem suboptimal, but in this party, in this game, is the optimal choice. Which is always really cool to see.
Wait, you can every other round do 1d6 healing? That's fantastic! Oh my god, we have heals? No way! We don't have to rest 8 hours to complete like a 5 hit points? This is great!
Yep.
Yeah, so I just made it where I got that feat that took the med kit, made it into like a potion.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot, yeah.
No, it was what the party needed. And like I said, I like seeing that, for sure.
That was the fucking first time.
Going back, because I'm still interested in this question, because I'm kind of interested in what inspires everyone, is what are characters that you enjoy most, like I said, from culture, right? It could be pop culture, it could be classic culture. What is a character you can see on TV or something, be like, I can see that, and I want to do that in a game or do something similar to that?
Oh my god, ever since I started playing Shadowrun, I see that everywhere.
I want an example. Something specific. Let's start with Kobold. He hasn't said anything for a while.
I've never been interested in that at all.
Fair enough.
Yeah, my inspiration is mechanics.
That's fair.
Can I talk on that for 1 second, though?
All right, go ahead.
I just want to point out that like you can draw inspiration from stuff like that. Like, this is something that we should bring up, by the way. There's different ways that you can get inspiration for a character. I got inspiration for a character in Shadowrun based off of, I want to see how fast a character can run, period. And in order to do that, I want to make a cyber centaur, a centaur who's augmented up to be cybernetic, because I want to outrun cars, man. I think that would be hilarious to just outrun cars as a character in a game.
Yeah.
And that is just all it is one of the very basic mechanics of the game is movement. Yep. And you don't usually, it doesn't come up as like this major stat that you make a character around or anything.
But you could.
Yep. And it would be hilarious.
Yep. And it could be atrociously effective.
Now, keep in mind, I am a king of one-trick ponies, which causes some major issues when you don't.
I'm sorry,
that sounds like a centaur joke.
One-trick. Yeah, one-trick ponies. But the point is that you run into problems if you're a one-trick pony and your one-trick thing doesn't come up. So always know what you're getting into when you do that. If you're a combat junkie in a game, like, my character is only spec for combat, and you end up in a negotiation-like situation, it's your turn to sit down and let the character who one-tricked his character for that take over. And if you don't have that, well, then maybe you can turn it into a combat situation.
But Johnson, give me that hammer.
But read the situation well. Like,
go ahead.
All right. There's another podcast actually called Hello from the Magic Tavern.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yes.
And Usador is my favorite, and I just love him forever.
What?
His name is Usador, and he is a
I've never heard of this podcast, so
okay.
You're going to have to elucidate me.
Essentially, there's a guy, his name is Arnie Meatcamp, and he fell through a magical portal. He fell through a magical portal outside of an Arby's, I think.
Burger King, actually.
Burger King? Right,
Burger King, yeah.
He drove his entire car through it. He's stuck in the magical land of Foon, and he meets these two guys, a shapeshifter who is currently in the shape of a badger. You raised his hand. Yes, and Usador, who is the wizard of the 12th realm of Ephesius. He has many names, and he saves them to use them in powerful situations. Some of them can just crush your body into just a pile of flaming shit, and others will just give you just kisses on the cheeks.
So there's 3 different types of magic systems, right? There's Vancian, there's mana, and there's the name magic. There's the third type. Those are like the 3 fantasy tropes of magic. Vancian is where we draw. It's from the author. I can't remember his name.
I know what you're talking about with that. I don't know the last one.
I think it's
name magic? You don't know about true name magic?
Yeah, true name magic. That's what it's called.
That's pretty much Usador's magic.
It's from what?
From a lot of it.
Fire or
some in Dresden Files.
The point is there's a lot of different systems.
Yeah.
I don't know the origin of it, but the idea of that one is everything has a true name, and by having it, like knowing the true name of something, you can command it or at least will it into doing things.
I'm just nerd history. These things come from specific works generally. The specific work that comes from is a Song of Earth and Fire. That's where name magic first appears in fantasy.
Yeah.
If I can do
it may have appeared in like mythology before then, but in terms of fantasy, specifically fantasy works, it first appeared in Song of Earth and Fire. Just like Vancian magic first appeared in his books. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
And if I can do one small digression here, back to the Hello from Magic Tavern. If you haven't heard this, it's fantastic. They do all improv. They make everything up, and they remember things from 8, 9, 10,
Seriously.
12 episodes back.
25 episodes later, they're still referencing the same thing. There's a character named Flower. She's just angry. She's literally a flower. She comes back in episode 75, and it's just like, dude, what the fuck are you? You got thrown off of a cliff. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm a flower. We're like the 3rd most powerful beings. And they literally say that in the first episode. It's like, it's dragons, wizards, and then flowers, and then lawyers and stuff. And it's like...
Lawyers should be number 1.
No, it's dragons. And then wizards.
We recommend
and then
every podcast we mention on this podcast.
Absolutely.
And likewise, any podcast out there that hears us recommending them, we recommend that you recommend us. You can't see me, but I'm finger pointing at the mic.
There's a lot of finger pointing. I'll add some.
You don't have to recommend us. Thanks, guys. Love your work.
I would say, shoot, I totally lost my thing. All right. So what made him cool?
He is extremely vocal and very, very just expressive.
So the player himself is very charismatic.
It's excellent. It's always so super grandiose. It's just extreme. It's just
he's over the top.
Yeah.
All right.
His name is Usador. He's Wizard of the 12th realms of Theseus, and he'll go through a line, and his names are so long.
He's amazing. He's one of my favorite characters.
So he's a great player.
Yeah, he's an excellent character.
He's a great role player.
We do have to draw a distinction, I feel, between character concept and character execution, right? Character execution is something that's up to the player, and that can be hit or miss.
I just idolize his character present, like his...
Gotcha.
But
a lot of that comes from character execution, too,
exactly.
which can make bad characters great, let's be frank. You know?
Oh, yeah.
One day I'd like to hit his level of execution.
Yeah.
As it is, I'm pretty quiet. So
I would love for every player to aspire to this level of execution.
Yeah.
As a DM, please strive for this.
You are welcome, sir. Thank you. I will be here all day.
Oh man, I was gonna say you would be surprised though in longer games, especially more open world games like Shadowrun, where the missions aren't part of the campaign. The world just kind of is organic and is messed with as the players mess with it. Basically, you'd be surprised how often stuff sticks that you remember.
Yeah.
In an ongoing game, like our Shadowrun game with Dr. Orc and Dr. D and that whole setting. I mean, we still reference that now, and we can remember like every little story because it was organic within the world, which is always good to see. It's one of the main issues I guess I have with premates is they always feel a little railroady, although they've been doing a lot better recently. Wizards of the Coast, actually.
Yeah, some of the Wizards of the Coast later ones, like from the 2000s on, were pretty open world. It's not.
Yeah. Recently they've been doing really well. Like the Horde of the Drag Queen is like really fucking open. That whole setting, and then Curse of Strahd. They do an excellent job of world building in that book.
But that was always originally just open.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to credit Weiss because he wrote the original Curse of Strahd. He's an amazing fantasy author as well.
You got to admit right there, for a split second I thought you said Horror of the Drag Queen.
No.
And that wasn't what you said.
No.
And it took me a
No.
full second.
Horror of the Drag Queen.
I heard Horror of the Drag
But
Queen.
now that we have mentioned that, I can build a campaign around that.
I will play that campaign.
That's easy.
Can I be
That
part of the
is
Horde?
easy
Can we play the
peasy,
Horde of the
man.
Drag Queen? Can we have a head drag queen that's our leader and we're the Horde? Can we do
Yes,
that?
we can do
And on a future Honor
I'd
Gaming
be into that.
podcast, you shall hear Tales from the Horde of the Drag Queen.
The Hordes of the Drag Queen.
Hordes of the
We
Drag
are
Queen.
the Hordes of the Drag
forgive me.
Queen.
Yeah. I would like to have be a light elf with ample bosoms, long
What have you done?
flaxen hair, and I shall be a wizard that constantly strokes my staff in a
Phallic fashion.
He's
in a
got
phallic
jiggling.
fashion. Yes.
Hey,
He's got jiggling
I'm gonna-
cats.
yeah.
It's his middle name. It's
If
Jiggling.
I may for one moment, I just want to put this in really quick. Please edit this to like part of the opening, if you can, as a disclaimer to any Derek's that may or may not be listening to our stream. We love you, man.
We do.
We're
We
making
really
fun
do.
of you as your friends. You were mentioned in this podcast. Just know that we love you and you are a good role player. You just
And
make.
it wouldn't hurt.
I will never forget
And
story
it
time with
wouldn't
Derek.
hurt to play a character that has the same genitalia you just once in your life. Just try it.
He's done it. I mean, we twisted his arm for it, but
Yeah.
we
did,
played it.
and it was actually a good character. Okay, now, Joe, what would be your inspiration of a character?
And I
From
want-
culture,
I have
culture.
this too.
Admittedly, that's a little tough.
You ever saw like a movie and like, I want to play that in a game?
Not specifically where I
It doesn't
want
have to be that character though.
Doesn't
It's
have
like
to be
that
that
type.
He saw the
The archetype.
Dungeons and
The
Dragons
archetype.
movie, and he just wanted to play an Min-Maxer. That's what
Everyone
happened.
everyone who's involved in that movie deserves to be shot. I'm just putting
That's
that right now.
entirely true. The second one's even worse. The second one's even worse.
I'm sorry, John Malkovich is a great actor.
Who's John Malkovich?
It doesn't
That's
matter.
my point. It doesn't matter. He's a good actor. He's bald.
Oh, I know who he is.
Yeah,
I know who he is.
yeah.
He plays himself in every role.
He does.
Yeah.
But
He's no
yeah.
Gary Oldman. Let's just put that out there.
Well,
who is?
Gary
right?
Oldman is barely Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
He's that good.
Yeah. All right. So
But there's more like archetypes that I come across that.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The archetypes.
So,
not
archetypes.
specific characters.
I like archetypes that tend to talk a lot because I do enjoy the RPing, and that's more fun. So they have like something to say, and usually they have to have some kind of odd, funny quirk. I guess if there's like one archetype that I have a tendency to fall back on because I can appreciate it in film and literature, it is the kind of swarthy, devilish rogue, right?
Yeah.
And he's out there, and he's flamboyant, and he's charismatic, charismatic, but oh, no, my trousers fell down at the wrong point in time in combat. And now shit's really hit the fan, but I'm still dashing and debonair, very Elroy,
very, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride, yes,
Princess Bride.
yes. Which, by the way, I will alienate the whole entire listening base right now. That movie sucks. Yes, it
Oh,
does.
wow, you went there.
I went there.
Yeah, fair enough. Everyone
Okay,
disagrees
wait.
with you.
What?
That's
What
why-
do you
Villains
think?
home that are listening at home, both of you
All right.
listeners.
Joe,
We'll
is
talk
it-
about
wait,
this
wait,
later.
wait. As you wish.
It's not on topic
Well,
to go on to why it sucks. Joe believes it sucks. Send your hate mail to him. We'll leak his email address at
Wait.
some point.
Wait.
Yes, and I
Wait.
No,
You
no,
can't
we're
open
done.
that can of worms and just leave it.
Oh, the can's open. You know what? Should we switch segments right now? I think we should.
I should midstream. Let's switch. All right,
Yeah,
Just
we're switching.
real
I wanna
quick.
get- I want to
Just
get.
explain.
Do
I
you need to
wanna
pause it
get
so we
to
can do
mine.
the fucking thing?
No.
Oh, wait.
Continue.
All right.
All right, pop culture or cultural reference or character archetype.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Oh,
go
okay.
next. You
Yeah,
go
do
next.
yours,
Come back
and then
to-
we'll jump back to that after.
No,
you
I got
go.
mine after.
Okay. Anyway, for me, and it explains
We'll
on
go
the
through
DM,
it,
the
but we
more
gotta-
I think about it, I like characters who are morally gray, typically grandiose, and are kind of doomed to fail. Which, as a DM, those are good characters to play because you're kind of supposed to fail. I mean, really. I mean, honestly. I mean, so we're talking like. I mean, granted, I thought Count of Monte Cristo was a complete fucking cop-out because he gets it all in the end. I thought
Dude,
he
he's
should've
a Mary Sue. He's a Mary Sue.
Exactly,
He's a really,
exactly.
he's the
It
original
would've
Mary
been
Sue.
much-
Have you read the book? He's even more of a
Yes.
Mary Sue.
It would have been much better, in my opinion, if he. Like, I'm the guy who I watch Final Fantasy Advent Children, right? And there's a scene where Cloud gets shot, right?
Okay.
And then the kids are like, Cloud's gonna come home, but he's dead. And then the end of the movie is him coming back from the life stream and all this bullshit. But when I show that movie to my friends, I just stop it at the scene where he's dead. I was like, it's over. That's it. Yeah, it's just credits after this. Don't worry about it.
So do you want to stop the Count of Monte Cristo when he's in jail at the very beginning of the movie? Because I'm alright with that. If you
No. I really.
I love that
it's
fucking
good
movie. I
up
love
until
the
the
movie,
point
but-
where he succeeds. He should really fail.
Dude,
I like the Taboo.
Okay,
the new
wait.
guy.
I lost it
Thomas
when he
Hardy.
married the concubine, honestly.
Taboo is good because even though he succeeds, there's still tragedy. He doesn't. It's not a full success, right? I'm okay with partial failure.
The way that, in terms of archetypes, like that's a really interesting way. Like you have characters that you want to be doomed to failure. Basically, they're chasing something that's just not going to be just not
It's
going to work
not in
out.
the cards. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like characters that feel like NPCs that have been dealt like a weird hand that have to
Become PCs?
that have to become PCs.
The minion who could.
That's my favorite one because when you do that, you feel so much like a part of the world because you're like your everyday Joe guy who's like trying to like be something more for a reason. Like,
So you want to play kobolds and just all kobolds?
well, I do like being the underdog, and I do like playing kobolds, but I just like characters that, for example,
I'm just giving shit.
yeah, I understand.
'Cause
I
kobolds
like
are best.
I like the idea of playing a character that like, oh, I was a gypsy for a while or something like that, but tragedy struck and now I can't be a gypsy. I need to leave the country. That's my motivation. It's not to like become like rich or famous or anything like that. It's just, hey, I need to jump the country lines. I will hang out with you guys because you seem like a good way to get to the edge of the country. Murder hobos. We'll reach there at some point. Like, I'm sure. And in the meantime, nobody would expect me to hang around with murder hobos. I'm not the type of person to do that.
Just to be clear, I love playing murder hobo. I want to
don't
be a
get me
murder
wrong.
hobo all the time. Just that's my goal. That's my plan.
In Shadowrun,
90%
you
of
should
the
be a
time.
hobo with a shotgun. They have that as a feat.
Dude,
You
I
would play
liked that movie.
perfectly.
I played that. I watched that movie on accident, and it was not it's not something
I
I
hear it's like
regret.
one of those like classic B films. Like,
It's really
a
terrible.
solid
It is.
B.
It's incredibly terrible, and
Yeah.
it's worth
Solid
watching
B film.
because it's so bad. It just derails into hobo rant like halfway through the movie, and that's it for like 20 minutes. Is hobo
That's
rant.
amazing.
It's beautiful.
I get that just walking
It's
outside
like-
in Grass Valley.
Straight up, it's like talking to Kenny Bond about the weather, except it's about how angry he is that he couldn't shoot some dude.
And to Kenny Bond, who's listening at home, you are welcome.
Kenny Bond is my favorite. He's everybody's
Alright.
favorite.
Yeah.
So, mine's actually a bit more serious. I actually
He's not
really
even
want to
homeless.
play just this archetype. So, my character that I wanted to play, and it's just because it's the struggle of becoming better, but losing your humanity in it. There's a character in Ghost in the Shell. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy. He has no biotics, but he's like the sharpshooter of section.
I haven't watched the like anime version of it. I've watched the.
That's fine. Let me just
I've
get you
watched
the
the
rundown.
movie.
Let me just get you the rundown. So everyone has like cybernetic eyes because they're better in every possible way.
Shadowrun.
Yeah, Shadowrun. And there's a Shadowrun character I really want to play. But I just want him to. Like I said, I enjoy. He's struggling to. He has to be better in order to do his runs and do his job. But at the same time, he starts. I don't want to lose my humanity, or in this case, essence.
Well, that's perfect. This is a perfect Shadowrun character. It fits perfectly with the system.
Yeah, because I can be better, or I can be less of a person. Literally.
No, you can be better and less of a person.
Be better and less of a person.
That's the point that you're talking about.
For this small little bit. And
we didn't really get to. What was the other script here?
You know, you probably got enough for just one episode.
Well, I'm a big fan of the pointless thing that Ezra was on as well. Like, I really like but I want to caveat this. I don't want to play that character, but I think that it's a really interesting thing to see a character that is just hemmed in by their capabilities. Yeah. Like, no matter, they have a goal, they know what they want to be in their life, they'll do anything to achieve it, but they'll never be able to because they're just not capable of it. Like, a writer whose hands are utterly busted to shit and will never be able to write.
Doomed to fail.
Yeah, doomed to fail.
Yeah. It's a much better character to play as a DM.
Yeah.
Which we can probably talk about that next
Well, usually those characters end up bad guys because of the fact that they're willing to sacrifice a bunch of orphans in order to achieve their goal. Like,
well, I have a call for the evening.
So this is going to be it for the evening. We will hopefully see you next time on For Honor and Gaming Podcast.
And thank you for drawing Lord Bantham for Tory Talk.
End it right now.
No, you dirty colonial! You put that speaker back on.